Hello YouTubers out there, this is Jerry at the Movies with your host Jerry Saravia, and today I saw the first teaser for A Good Day to Die Hard, which is going to be released on Valentine's Day of 2013, and this is the fifth entry in the Die Hard series. First Die Hard came out in 1988, the second one in 1990, the third one in 1995, the fourth one, Live Free or Die Hard, came out in 2007, and now there's a new one 6 years later. This teaser is pretty short, doesn't really get much into the story whatsoever because it's a teaser. Of course, Bruce-Willis once again is John-McClane, as he's played in all of the other films, and he's teaming up with his estranged son, apparently played by Jay Courtney, and the villains this time seem to be the Russians. John Moore is the director of the film. John Moore previously did films like the remake of The Omen, Flight of the Phoenix. Anyway, not the greatest track record, but I don't know if you can really do an action film of this type. I don't really know what else to say. Of course, there's very little to say based on the trailer itself. One of the things that appealed to me about Die Hard back in 1988 was the claustrophobia. I mean, here was a story of a guy, a cop, a New York City cop, who comes to LA to visit his estranged wife, Bonnie Bedelia, who's appeared in the first two Die Hard films, but didn't appear in any of the other ones since. And the appeal of that film, I think, was the claustrophobia. You know, he was stuck in a building, the Nakatomi Plaza, which is being overrun by terrorists, led by Alan Rickman as Hans Gruber, and all they want is money. And there are a bunch of people that work at the Nakatomi building who are being held hostage, including his wife, McClane's wife. And John-McClane they're all being held in the lobby, so he disappears into the upper floors, tries to get help and all this, but he's kind of stuck in this building and does everything he can to break out of there and save his wife and hopefully the rest of the hostages. But that was, you know, it was kind of an unusual idea for an action film at that time. It was almost like, you know, the Towering Inferno, except the fire is the terrorists. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but basically it was confined to a single setting. Now, Die Hard 2 was confined to a single setting technically. It was an airport. The problem is that, although I like Die Hard 2 very much, it strayed a little bit from the original's formula, in the sense that, yes, he's in the wrong place at the wrong time, but, you know, there's like a chase with these snowmobiles that kind of exists outside of the airport a little bit. And, in other words, it didn't feel as claustrophobic. And then Die Hard with a Vengeance, which I didn't care for at all, was set in New York City, pre-9/11, of course. And again, it's a terrorist, this time Jeremy Irons, who played Hans Gruber's brother. And again, he has to go all over the city to solve all these little riddles, which usually involve trying to make sure that a bomb isn't set off. Again, not a bad idea, but it doesn't feel claustrophobic. Live Free or Die Hard, again, it's a good action picture. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was much better than the third one, but, you know, it was still not really confined to a single setting. That was the appeal of the first Die Hard. And now this fifth one, it's McClane and son heading off to Russia, apparently, to fight some Russian villains. Patrick Stewart, I think, is rumored to be in the film. Cole-Hauser, who, for movie fans, or fans of B-movies, might know as Wings Hauser's son, plays a supporting villain of some kind. But that's kind of what I miss from the first Die Hard. I'm not saying replicate that movie, but in a way, you know, it would be nice to confine it. It made it also an emotional experience, that first film, because, you know, he tries to connect with that cop and explain, you know, if I can't get out of here, let my wife know that I always loved her, and this and that. It just, you know, was much more human. Again, I like some of the sequels that followed, but I missed the claustrophobia. I don't know what you could do for another film that would be in that same vein. It just seems like they're making action films that deal with the character John-McClane, who is fighting terrorists of some kind, but you know, he is not confined to a single setting. Anyway, that's kind of what I missed from the series. You know, I don't know. This is only a teaser. There isn't much to say. It looks like it has the requisite explosions and stuff like that, but I guess we'll see what the next trailer shows. So anyway, it's always good to see John-McClane back, and I always love seeing Bruce-Willis. So that's all I got to say on that. And this is Jerry the Movies with your host, Jerry Saravia, signing off.